All right. A lot of you people are aware this whole healthcare bill was passed in the House of Representatives, and it's just really a very complicated mess. What's gone on here? But the point of this video is I just wanted to reiterate a point. Now, there's a lot of people on either side of the healthcare debate, and there are some well-meaning people out there, uh, people that do support socialized medicine. And not every single person that supports socialized medicine is evil, communist, and out to destroy the Constitution. Okay, I understand that. Even though in the higher echelons of power, clearly there is a group that is intent on doing that. But just because you support socialized healthcare, it doesn't mean you're bad or evil. But I believe that you may be a little misguided. And let me explain why. Okay. Regardless of what side of the healthcare debate that you're on, is the bottom line is that it's unconstitutional to force a U.S. citizen to purchase anything. Okay, it's actually exceedingly simple. Like all the details, all the mess, the 2,700 page report that I haven't read, right? Forget about it. It doesn't matter because we're talking about the fundamentals here. Okay, it doesn't. They overcomplicate it. That's how this whole thing works. And then people they get confused and they don't understand the fundamentals of the situation. It's unconstitutional for the federal government to force a U.S. citizen to buy anything. And that's all there is to it. All right. So if you support socialized medicine, then you have to understand that your motivation and your opinion aside, it's unconstitutional. Bottom line. Now I got to say this: I don't have health insurance. Okay, I don't have medical coverage, and I don't really want it because it's my responsibility. God forbid I should get sick, right? But it's my responsibility to take care of my person, right? To maintain generally good health. And I understand that that's not the same story for everyone. I'm just talking about my situation. I wouldn't mind a little fucking dental, I'll tell you that much. Dental coverage. But so from my perspective, as a staunch libertarian, constitutionally based philosophy, right? I wouldn't even call it a political affiliation. I'd just call it a mindset. And the fact that every entitlement program that this country currently has is bankrupt. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, what does it take for people to understand it? It's actually simple, all right? We as U.S. citizens, as Americans, I know that there's a whole debate, oh, it works in this country, it's worked here for this many years, right? Look at the situation in those countries right now, right? But in the United States, in America, there is no entitlement per se. Meaning, I as a U.S. citizen am not entitled to shit. All right, I'm not entitled to anything. I either earn it or I don't. I either have it or I don't. Okay. And I've been helped out in the past, but mainly from my family members. But as far as the government is concerned, and being on the dole, is I'm not entitled to anything except for unemployment that I pay into because that's my fucking money. And Social Security, forget about it. All right. So I just had to iterate the point. Supposedly, Obama, right, is going to be signing this thing into law. And there's already supposedly 38 states total are going to sue, right, the federal government. And this is a decidedly good thing. And let me explain why in just a moment. To stop the implementation of Obamacare, right, in their states. And 12 are on the front burner. I was just reading about Virginia and Florida. And the attorney generals of various states, Arizona, the governor, the attorney general there opted out, are going to sue the federal government. And this is what I want people to understand, okay? The federal government exists by virtue of the states, not the other way around, all right? So the federal government is a residual of the power of the states, if you want to put it that way, all right? The United States of America. The Union creates the federal government, not the other way around. And I don't think people understand that, okay? It's actually exceedingly simple. Right? The federal government has 3 responsibilities: to coin the money, which they don't do, to protect the nation's borders, which they don't do, and to maintain a standing army. Of course, our standing army is standing in the middle of the fucking Middle East and everywhere else around the world, right? So the point is that the 10th Amendment, this is going to be a good thing, I think, in the long run, because it's going to start waking people up to the fact that individual states have rights. All right, they are not just going to go quietly into the night and let this fucking metastasizing monster of the federal government take over every single aspect of our lives. It's really the healthcare bill is just it's about more than healthcare. Okay, it's about the IRS. It's a stealth power grab by the IRS to be in every single aspect of your life. Full-on power to steal your bank account. It's just unbelievable when you look into the details. The devil's in the details, right? You got that right, Jack. So anyway, Obama's going to sign that today, and all these states are going to countersue to prevent this from happening. And I just have to say that I, as a person with no health insurance, do not feel that you or anyone else should have to pay a dime for me to see a doctor. Stay out of the hospitals. Hospitals are places of death. You want to avoid them as much as possible. So anyway, interesting to see this whole thing go down. I feel it'll be a positive thing in the aggregate, because the states' rights are fundamental. Okay, the United States of America, the federal government exists as a residual of the union of the states. Okay, so we're going to see some very interesting things going on in this country in the future. It's inevitable. Okay, and let's hope that everything pans out peacefully. Okay, but if the idea that we could have a civil war or secession or attempted secession over healthcare is pretty far out there. But don't take it out of the denominator, okay? Because it could be a first step towards what a lot of people have been talking about, and that's some type of revolution. We cannot allow the federal government to take over every single aspect of our lives. They're already spying on everyone, tracking everything we do, totally admitted, right? And this is the tick digging further into the fucking flesh, right? Further into the epidermis. And then you get to a point where you can't pull that fucker out of there. All right, so anyway, interesting development here. States are going to sue, asserting the 10th Amendment states' rights to stop Obamacare. Should be interesting to watch.